What? And get
Also, I really liked hammocks as a kid, and so I thought the cocoon sounded fun. So I basically get to live. If I turn into a caterpillar, I get to live my hammock, which I like, on the beach, and then fly. This is the best gig ever.
A hammock made from your butt, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Wow.
All right.
What hammock?
Remind me for Mug Club only the story about the first time I had the diarrhea. The story about
on a plane?
No.
Oh,
Poor person. No. I'll tell you, it involved. If I had a gender-affirming parent, they would have made a way bigger deal of it. Just remind me, guys, when you go to Mug Club. Okay.
Diarrhea.
All right. All of this will be clipped for Crowded Bits, of course. We clip these into their own segments, but you guys comment if you're okay that we go off topic a little bit. Let me go back to some of the bills. This is AB 1078. It's about diversity in the instructional materials. This bill states restricting access to classroom and library materials because they feature LGBTQ people or were written by LGBTQ authors, discriminates against LGBTQ people, and constitutes censorship in violation of California law and California policy. So now you can be grateful to know and assured your 4-year-old classroom will have a copy of Born Ready, the true story of a boy named Penelope.
Holy cow.
The first name of that book was Born Freddy. They had to change it.
Yes, exactly. This has a weekend at Penelope. Here's SB 407. It targets foster parents by requiring, quote, a resource family to demonstrate an ability and willingness to meet the needs of a child, regardless of the child's sexual orientation or orientation. It says that twice, right? Orientation or orientation, so it's poorly written. Gender identity or gender expression. And I know, so you're wondering, how do bills like this get passed in places like California when their legislature looks like this? Yeah.
Leader dog.
By the way, you don't have to disclose your HIV/AIDS infected seminal load when you have sex with a stranger. Disclosure laws, he wanted to make sure those are a thing of the past because that might stigmatize men who have seminally infected AIDS balls.
Saw that commercial. They said HIV is not a crime.
Yeah.
Well, fucking kinda.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Depends on if you're on the receiving end.
It is when you shoot it from across the room.
It's not airborne.
But he didn't use a condom. He had AIDS.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. And by the way, this also can be, tied into what we had last week. And thank you for supporting it with Mug Club Undercover and the people over there at. I'm trying to remember obviously Arden was her name. What's the name of the
Sound Investigation?
Sound Investigation.
Yeah.
Sorry. The exclusive on Pornhub, right, where you have politicians who've been this stuff. And in all fairness, just to be clear, not all California politicians are completely insane.
If you love your children, you need to flee California.
That guy's right. 100%. Just don't come to Texas with your policies.
Yeah, and with the point, for people who don't know, we had those videos. I thought we were going to have a clip where they talked about sex trafficking and minors and how there are loopholes and how politicians know about these things. And by the way, there are more slaves than ever in recorded history. They're sex slaves. A lot of them are underage. It's over 40 million people right now across this country. Tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of them trafficked across the border. And you know what? It makes it a lot easier to turn someone into a sex slave. Here, let me ask you this. If you look at everything that the left has put, okay, you look at sexual liberation, right? You look at pro-sex work. This is something they've always discussed, right? Pro-sex work, it's just another line of work. Let's not stigmatize it. Then you look at transitioning. Then you look at the idea that children don't need a mother and a father, just two dads just as good, two moms just as good. Then you look at the idea of children transitioning, which of course these introduce hypersexualized notions to children at a very, very young age. All of those things would make a young person far more malleable and easily manipulated into what? Being sexually abused. We used to call it grooming. Now we call it your local school district's curriculum. And here's a guy, by the way, who does know what to do if these school boards do come after your kids. It's pretty good.
It's very
Yeah, he's real good. He's real good. He's that guy at my school.
Yeah, I know. I'd like to have him there as a guard.
Teacher.
Guidance counselor.
I want him to teach.
Say something, Joe?
No. Well, there's some other information here. Actually, I did want to bring up, and I guess we have just a second to do it, but we need to get to our Mug Club segment. I know we're going long. So Russell Brand, so the Met Police did receive sex assault claim on Sunday. in Russell Brand case from the alleged 2003 assault. So that is a bit of breaking news. 20 years later,
Okay.
they're receiving some kind of police report on it. We'll cover that obviously as it breaks. So if there's something with that tomorrow or the next day as this stuff continues to unfold, we'll dive into it. But I just gotta
Used to be the first 48 hours. I guess now it's the first 48 years.
yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what the statute.
Two scores and 2 years ago.
And look,
I was touched.
yeah, exactly. Let me be clear. If he did rape somebody, I don't care that it happened in 2003. That's still rape, and that's still something that should be punishable some way, somehow. I'm not covering for that. Oh, enough time has gone by. What I'm saying is it just looks suspect with every other thing that we have seen, where so much time goes by, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he raped me." Well, how did he rape you? I regretted it the next day. I need to see more information, and I'm sorry, ladies. If you want us to be back on your side on this and immediately go, hey, I believe your story, let's talk about it. If you want us to at least start out somewhere neutral, you have to get rid of all this other stuff. You have to come out forcefully against people who come out and claim false allegations. When Blasey Ford did it, you have to come out. When anybody comes out against somebody and it's absolutely 100% not real, you have to be there. ESPN, when you covered every single one of these sports cases that comes out, you have to be right back in our face saying these are bad people that should be put in jail for lying about this stuff. Otherwise, I have to start from a place of you are probably lying.
Mhm.
I'm sorry.
Well, no, you're starting off from a place of innocent until proven guilty.
Yes. You have to prove this.
Yeah.
But now I don't even start like, I want to be neutral about this. I start off on 20 years later, of course, you're just going to say something against Russell Brand. 20 years later.
Here's the thing. Women often fear physical violence, right? Men fear embarrassment. So if rape is the most horrible crime that a man can commit, let's say outside of murder, okay. For a woman, rape is, a guy can be raped, sure, but a far more damaging crime would be falsely accusing a man of rape. Just like, let's say, if in a marriage, the worst thing a man can do is domestically abuse a woman or cheat on her repeatedly. Probably the worst thing that a woman can do is probably not hit the guy, though it happens at a very high rate, higher in lesbian households. Worst thing a woman can do is falsely accuse a man of domestic abuse.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It destroys a life. A rape destroys a life, and a false allegation destroys a life. Physical abuse destroys lives, and false allegations of physical abuse destroys lives. Look at what happened with Johnny Depp. That's another example.
Mm-hmm.
And there are so many other cases where we don't necessarily know the truth, and going beyond rape. So look, we'll follow this as it develops, but we don't know who is reporting that to the police.
Yeah.
We don't know what kind of evidence is there, and unless the guy is convicted, hey, guess what? It's a lie. But the same issue stands that every single paper decided to cover this at the same time before this happened.
Yeah.
It's as simple as, look, innocent until proven guilty. And as it relates to Mug Club, unless you're a murderer, rapist, or pickpocket, I don't care. You don't think that Nick DiPaolo lived a full life? For crying out loud. Have you heard the Hodge twins live on stage? Hey,
Oh boy.
not every same people in our church group, Gerald. And you know what? That's okay. There need to be rungs on that ladder too. I'm done with the pearl clutching. I'm done with acting as, I can't believe that. Sure, there are some salacious, by the way, details about Russell Brand, what he would do during sex, but not about the rape. Just now they toss that in there so that people go, Russell Brand likes this sexually. That's foreign to me. Doesn't matter. It's completely irrelevant. You shouldn't know what the guy likes sexually. Also, by the way, that's why advice to everybody, don't even go any further than allowing the woman to be on top. That's it. Draw the line there. That way they have nothing on you. Just be super boring like a Mennonite. If you want to.
I think I've been doing
Yeah, and I could also come from lazy, but we're going to play, age restricted or not, also on YouTube, and continue with the segment in your chat. Right now, if you're watching on Rumble, just click that button to continue watching seamlessly if you are on Mug Club. You don't even need to switch. You don't need to change that dial. If you're in Mug Club, you're playing it. If you're not, join so that going forward you get to continue watching in the rest of the catalog. We would say piss off YouTube, but we really don't. Tomorrow we will be back. We need your help with the algorithm. Rumble, thank you very much.
All right, let's get this week started. This old dude right here just bought 5 bottles of Fireball in there and 3 packs of Cools. He's about to have a good morning. Woo!
Right. Well, they're literally doing that. Hopefully, not on each other.
Right.
I don't think.
I don't
Josh
think
is
they
playing.
heard.
Is Josh YouTube today, or was that so Stephen could pee on him? I don't think.
I don't think the audience heard that they were both going to piss at the same time.
Oh, that's true.
That was awesome.
So that's thank you for that. I appreciate that. Well, they're obviously not here, so they're doing something.
Oh yeah.
Help me! By the way, when we've been covering this, we're giving you some of the breaking things, obviously, with Russell Brand. We've been in touch with him and his team, obviously.
Morning, Brandon.
So hopefully,
Wow.
like Steven said, at some point, if he wants to talk to us, we will that. But
I never heard
honestly
that.
I think the playbook is flipped on this. If any
They sell at gas stations in Ohio.
like if media reach out to you and say, "Hey, would you like to comment before this story comes out?" Immediately, you go out. And
Maybe the
start
coloring or
talking.
something like that is banned in certain areas, but
You know 100% without a doubt that you are innocent and you can prove it. Really.
or whatever ingredient that had it banned has been removed. I don't know.
Immediately out and do this because right
bourbon?
now what we have is
Not even. It's. Oh, I think. Yeah,
is that if you're
they had to change the name of it because it's not even whiskey. It's just. I think it's just like flavored moonshine, basically watered down flavored moonshine. Because for them to sell in gas station, it can't be full.
Because we've experienced it. It happens. It does not matter. When they want to take you down, they will invent
They removed the antifreeze.
to make something sound
The
bad,
ethylene glycol?
look bad. That is not in any way, shape, or form bad. I'm going to get into a lot of the details because I can't yet, but trust me, first-hand experience with this, they will come after you no matter what. So I think you have to go out and, as a public figure, go out and state what the truth actually.
That's a
just kind of keep your head down and let
very
time go
cheap
by,
sweetener.
let things happen. No, and so I'm glad that Russell got out ahead of this before all of these things came out. Look, again, I'll say this again: if he ends up being like convicted of something on this, like it's 100% provable that he did some very bad things, and look, there's punishment for that, and he should face that. Every single criminal, all of them. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Donald Trump. I don't care if it's former Vice President Joe Biden. I don't care where you lean politically. If somebody went out and broke the law, and there's a punishment for that, and they're convicted of breaking the law, and it's not some kangaroo punishment, this is going to get.
Yes.
Where are you going to be? Where are you going to be, Josh?
Where am I going to be?
Where are you going to be?
Well, I'm going to be in Fort Wayne, Indiana. City County Club, October 19th. Come out Fort Wayne. It's going to be awesome. I know you got
In the green room. Cocaine Wayne.
in the green room. There's a guy at the airport that gives out cookies.
Hey, Josh.
It's you.
Josh.
It's
you
me.
know
It's me. Cookies.
You're Brandon. Josh is.
you know what's close to Fort Wayne?
Trailer parks.
Notre Dame, Indiana. That's right. Go Irish. Here we go.
So, by the way, we have thought about it. We have thought about sending, and you guys can comment in the chat, sending Gerald and Nick DiPaolo to a sports game with
Yeah.
Pros.
Oh, that'd
When
be
there's a
great.
game of two teams they actually hate. And here's the funny thing. Hopefully Nick will get mad at me. So we want to do some more sort of, I guess you'd say flyers with my club. Yeah. Josh said, hey, I'd like to go hog hunting and go down the range and see all the guns and be a range to have a better shot. Thanks for your shots. But you know what? Nick didn't know if he had a heart to kill a hog. He's never killed one. Nick DiPaolo people don't realize this. Nick's sweetheart. Nick is a sweetheart, but what you see is exactly. Here's one thing I will say: you are exactly how you are on here. Same thing with you. Same thing with everyone here. And Nick is Nick any different off air? No. Is that really anyone in this room different off air?
No.
A little more quiet because I'm tired after the show. But that's about it.
I don't know. That was shocking to me because I feel like I could hear him. Like, kill a hog.
No, but he said, no, it's really Nick. He said, I could kill a bitch who looks like a hog. What?
It takes a sip.
I said, well, no, we go hog hunting. He goes, yeah, I used to do that in a bar outside of Cambridge. Huh?
That was like pigs.
Stop it,
I've been
Josh.
there.
Nice smell, Corey.
Where are the truffles are
She
good.
broke up with me, that stinky bitch. You're listening.
All right.
She wears deodorant now.
Well, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, doubt it. You should have seen her.
What's a no deodorant?
Smell.
I remember my brother dated a girl. It's okay because she became a liberal afterwards, but he dated a girl.
So we can talk about her.
Here's what we'll appreciate this. They were both in the MXPX fan club.
Oh, what the hell? Sorry, what the heck is that?
It's a punk band. Pop punk.
Don't you remember the song Responsibility was in big hit? Responsibility, what's that?
No,
Responsibility, not quite yet.
No. Anyways,
They also had I moved to
We
Chick
Euro
Girl.
or Tour.
Yeah,
Yakuza knows.
Yeah, Yakuza knows.
Yakuza played in MXPX.
Got it.
Yeah, he did. He was
Yeah, no, Chick Magnus.
Chick Magnet. No. Magnet. That's about it. It's very simple. But they were fans. And they got together. And my brother and actually Johnny were and my brother at this point is kind of apartment. At this point, we had 2 apartments because my mom was a wardrobe style. She needed an entire other apartment for all of her clothes. It was like a business. So my brother at age 16 was able to have his own adjoining apartment to my parents to himself.
Wow, that's
Right.
nice.
And my parents were like, by the way, it's all of you can use it outside of the costume room. So we had a gym in there, and my brother had a bedroom. And I said, this is everyone's. And of course, my brother just locked me out immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Morning, NC.
But when Johnny Boy was there, we get to go and hang out with him. It was dark. We were sort of having like a sleepover, in this apartment. And we were talking with him about this girl. He said, yeah, what do you think? He goes, I don't know. I like her. But there's some things we don't have in common, and it's dark. And we were just kind of talking. We talked to him.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some things that maybe we don't have in common, and we don't maybe necessarily share the same sense of humor. And Johnny Boy was kind of like, it doesn't sound like he's really wild about it, but we're trying to not push him. And then he pauses, and we hear, she has bad breath. It was very clear that was the reason he was going to break up with her.
Oh my god.
You can hear his
Have
voice.
you ever kissed a woman with a dead tooth before?
No, that sounds like hell.
It's
It's
like
like you just
disgusting thing. It tastes.
It's like they're nibbling on little pieces of shit.
I was gonna say it's
Come
like
on.
it's like a.
No, this isn't going to be much of a road trip. Wednesday, definitely, though.
You don't get this moved?
It won't be on this channel. It'll be on my main channel.
Not the girls I take.
Help her out.
We're going to be driving to Pittsburgh and then to Lewisburg, West Virginia, me and the wife.
So I was in Olympia watching a very little scene to a dead tooth and how
And she was
she's
in
like,
the audience.
she's like, I miss you so much, and I was like, yeah, like your mouth misses the dentist or whatever. And somebody after the show came up to me, during the show, like booed the joke, and I was like, okay, whatever, and got out of there. And after the show, she's like, you're judging women based on their hygiene and
Yeah.
You can do that. If I want to date a woman and she smells like a death,
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, when she said hygiene in your face, you're like, oh, yeah.
Were you dating Papa Doc? It's the dictator of Haiti? No, it's
Doc was the guy from 8 Mile.
no, Papa Doc is the
Papa Doc, fucking Platt, trailer.
No, stop
Yes.
with the
Oh, sorry.
no, he's doing what? It's only okay when Vivek does it?
Yeah, come on, I could be in.
Wait, he didn't swear.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Why with it? Because he's a real Slim Shady. My butt is on your lips. My butt is on your lips.
He slapped the fart out.
Did you hear what he said? He said nothing. Dr. Dre's dead.
Look at my basement.
my basement.
Thank you.
Yes, you can judge on personal hygiene. I think that's an important one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, really quickly, so not to change the subject back, but you asked what the audience thought, so Chad does want to send us to the game and also hunting. It's like all kinds of yeses and yeses and yeses.
And then we also want to, Nick and I, to do a watch along for Grizzly Game.
Yes.
It's funny.
In Alaska?
Yes. Yes.
We send you on location.
Last week was nothing but Warner Herzog impressions, and Nick was getting mad. So, all right, this is time to play, I guess. Look, we are not restricted on YouTube, which is why we feel that you need to be armed with this information. It's time to play YouTube, age restricted or not.
I love this part.
See, we could do that with mine.
We just don't.
No.
Doesn't see mine.
How about you? All right. So, Toolman, you can explain the rules for people who don't know, but you are going to show us
I'm
some
going to
clips.
show you a video that is actually on YouTube, and you will guess whether it is age restricted or not.
Oh, yes. Have you played this with us before, Josh?
Yes, I have. Last time it was all Two Man's Channel.
Yes, exactly.
And it was all age restricted.
That's a screen name.
Yeah, I don't have a channel anymore.
No,
I
no.
think I got taken down.
But it was only for instructionals on how to use tools. The difference when he was twerking and assless chaps. Well, all chaps are assless. It's kind of redundant.
That's still somewhere.
Yeah, it's still there. Yeah, it's been re-uploaded.
I
love it. Exactly. All right, let's go to, and you can play along. First clip, is it age restricted or not on YouTube? These are all real, just to be clear.
This is what it's talking about. Yes, dude. Like it.
Please. Going on to things that are hurting him.
Oh
Multiple times.
Oh, yes.
no! I'm willing to bet. I love how he goes into it with enthusiasm, but then he's very clearly surprised. Immediate regret, the level of pain.
Ow!
Yeah.
What's that guy's name again? I forget. It's like
Oh,
Mr.
my gosh.
something.
I don't know.
We'll send it in.
It's okay.
Look, tell us his name because he deserves it.
I guarantee you that is age restricted because it's like the Quebec
No.
rating system. It's just if it's slightly dangerous, they'll restrict it. If it's
Yeah.
hyperly sexual,
Okay,
they
all
won't.
right. So okay, I agree with you. You've explained me into it. I was going to disagree for a second and say no, that's definitely age.
I bet you it's age
I
restricted.
mean, I was going to say it's definitely not.
What do you think?
I hope it's not,
Yeah,
because I think kids should be watching this
you're a
kind of
good
stuff.
father.
I think, yeah, I'd rather them be jumping on Legos and thumbtacks than
Razor wire.
razor.
Oh, you say Legos? Funny you should say that. He actually did Legos as well. Did he? Some other stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
I follow this guy.
It was. I'm telling you, this is hilarious. Crazy. He
All
mentioned
right.
everything.
Is it age restricted or not? Of
Ah!
course. You know what? That's one where I might agree with you two.
So no, I don't. I think his name is Being the Elite. Is that right?
Well,
Superhuman.
Superhuman with an extra N.
Superhuman. Okay, so they gave
Two
him. I
M's.
guess that's the title of that video. I don't know. Maybe it's his name on YouTube. Who knows? Follow him if you want to see crazy stuff. By the way, I don't know if I feel bad, like mentally, if he's all vagueness to like.
yeah.
He doesn't sound like.
Good morning,
he's-
unindoctrinated.
Is it all?
Good to see you, hon.
It could be.
Okay, fair enough.
So what? Just for nothing more than
There we go.
an age confirmation sign-in?
Road rage of brewing here.
Pretty good.
So, I don't want my kids doing it, but all right, that one's not age restricted. Again, my theory is anything, sorry, it is.
Yeah.
Anything that is hypersexualized, that is
Well-
borderline pornographic, that is not age restricted. So let's go on to
Okay.
clip number 2.
Okay, so a furry. It's a furry. What's in his bag? Oh,
Look at that.
Now,
that sounds like a guy.
yeah, well, yeah, it's clearly a guy. Does he have to ruin his expensive furry suit to use it?
I guess he had. What is that suit, anyways? Pee Le Pew?
Yeah, I have no idea what it is. Did I ever tell you I saw a furry one time at a flea market? But he had like a t-shirt and shorts on over a t-shirt and khakis on over his furry outfit, like it was Casual Friday.
What?
He was really committed. So it's like usually I'm a furry, but right now I'm in the office as Casual Friday. He had a t-shirt and khakis on. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Did I tell you about the furry that wanted to kill me?
Well, I'm sure that there are many furries who want to, but why this one in specific?
Yeah.
It was when I was in the army. He was one of my soldiers.
Thank you for serving.
He was one of my soldiers. He couldn't sign his name. He was getting counseled for something he did wrong. He couldn't sign his name.
Because of his mascot hand?
Yeah,
No, because he didn't know how to write in cursive.
Oh, okay.
I go, you don't know how to write in cursive because you gotta learn how to make your mark as a man. So I get him one of those those children's tracing books.
Yeah.
I go, you need to fill this out and get it back to me by Monday. I guess he was embarrassed and mad about it and already had some kind of serious issues. I didn't know he's a furry until
The
this
full
point.
metal jacket.
He didn't show up to work on Monday. They're like, yeah, he's in the mental ward. And I go, what? They go, yeah, you gotta take his stuff to him. So I go take his car to him. He has a bag in the back. I go, there was like a furry suit back there, a pipe, all the weapons from Clue.
Yeah.
And I had to take it to the mental ward and like standing in, she sees my name tag, Sergeant Firestein, and she goes, oh, actually, you can't be here. And I was like, what? She's like, you're not even allowed in the building. You're all over that
He just
report.
sees you through the food slot. He's like, get out!
Yeah, I don't know. He may be dead now, but
I don't know. What's the life expectancy for dogs?
he died like a dog.
Yeah.
I can't do a trumpet.
He died like a dog with a dragon dildo up his ass. Run the furry, because that's what I think when they're like, yeah, I want to live my life as an animal. Yes, and I think of them using modern antimicrobial polymer sex toys when I think of animals.
And
He
being
was a
outdoor-
furry.
Yeah. Being
The
outdoor
furriest.
animal then.
He was a furry, folks. Can you believe it? They like to dress up as animals. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Disgusting, right? I guess, whatever. All right. I'm going to say not age
No,
restricted
not
because it is something that is entirely inappropriate
Right.
for young children. What do you think, Gus?
You know what I want it to be, but I'm going to say it's not age restricted because that's the kind of way we're going.
I think we're all in agreement. All right.
All
Is
right.
it age restricted or not? Yeah.
Oh,
It
geez.
should be rated PG for dildo.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, think about it. The Santa Claus was rated PG.
I'm pretty sure we added the blur.
Yeah.
I
yes,
think,
we added the
yes,
blur.
we did not blur the toy.
The Santa Claus was PG.
Yeah.
For what? That line in the diner?
I don't know. Sandlot was PG. My point is, this is less. This is less than the Santa Claus. Even the Santa Claus 2 with Martin Short.
I wouldn't remember it.
You should make it a bad movie.
I don't like the Santa Claus as much as you.
That's okay. He's not.
Don't tell too
I'm a Home Alone guy. Home Alone or bust.
He says nasty things to you. All right.
Lots of cops on the side of the road are saying
Is it age restricted?
Character
Let's go.
assassination.
Clip number 3.
Last one.
Oh, wow.
We added the blurs.
Why?
All right. That's a reaction.
Gerald's horse.
Someone used to get.
No.
Look at this guy. Yeah. He had an erection and ran out of skin.
That's disgusting.
It was a painful thing as he Indian sunburned himself. I am willing to bet my bottom dollar. What's it to say? It's not interesting.
It's
No.
not. No, there's too many pride flags.
It should be. It should be Adrian.
Clubs that use tassels.
There's lots of things for kids in there too. There was like watermelon things in there. There was a rainbow. I think there was unicorns.
Yeah. Yeah. And there was a guy saying, "Shh, don't tell." All right. Let's see. Age restricted or not? We all say not.
General.
I love how it's frozen on the.
It's rated G for cheese.
It's rated G for top G
For gay.
gayness. Gay. Hey, but you know what? The good news is that part of the 4th grade California visual aids curriculum. So, hey, you know what? They're not coming for your kids. YouTube bans us with very good reason. I usually don't like using opposite day sarcasm, but my brain is fried from just how evil and perverse this is. This has been age restricted or not.
I have a confession.
What?
You like the last one?
He did.
I did not like the last video.
He posted it.
We found
I
it on his hard drive.
That's one of those things that I honestly have to look away from. Like if two guys kiss in any kind of show that you're watching, and
Right.
you're like, okay, now, or you're fast forwarding, or you're like, I quit the series. Basically,
That's why it was saved to your cloud.
I have been getting
Too excited.
generally more and more frustrated as the show has gone on because the entire time we have been on air, CNN has been taking victory laps over the Iranian prisoner thing. And it's the only thing they've covered other than Hunter Biden suing the IRS for releasing his tax documents. And it just goes back and forth to those two stories. And it's just so frustrating because if you look into either one of those stories, neither one is good. And CNN is absolutely carrying the water of the administration. Donald Trump didn't sue the IRS or whoever hacked and leaked his information. They covered it, didn't care. And now they're like, well, Hunter Biden's suing them saying that they shouldn't have released that information.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just progressively making
We don't go to CNN as much as we used to. to because it's largely irrelevant. People
It
don't really
is.
care anymore. We do it so that you know
Job
there's
is
nothing up
done.
our sleeves. Like a lot of shows out there when they say they're live streaming, they're really not. Every now and then we'll create like a Murderer's Row or something like that, or Ash Wednesday, because we have to. This is live. It's one of the few places where we all get to congregate live every morning. So we used to use CNN, so kind of ensure that you know nothing about what's going on. But now no one really cares because they're so irrelevant.
Well, and by the way, let me just be clear. Getting Americans home, that's fantastic.
Yes.
$1.25 billion per American, maybe not the best deal in the world. At least, though, we didn't give them the Lord of War.
No. Merchant of Death.
Lord of War.
No, it's
It's
Merchant
the
of
movie.
Death.
Merchant of Death.
Okay, no, Merchant of
Yeah,
Death is when you
sorry.
traded for Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got a few good indica vape pens.
That we did. Yes. So, anyway, sorry. That has been, it's been a little frustrating. By the way, the Santa Claus it says certified. I don't know what the heck certified means, but I guess the Santa Claus has sex and nudity in it. The Santa Claus has that?
Oh yeah, remember the kids get naked?
Oh, I forgot. They all have sex with each other.
No,
No,
it was Stephen
it's-
King's book.
It's Stephen.
That's right. Yeah, she has sex with all of them.
Not all. You have to have sex with me.
Yeah, that's how the book ends in it. She's like, if I have sex with all of you, you'll get your powers.
A gangbanger, and then Stephen King is now a saint.
No one can find dirt on Stephen King. Just read his books.
The King doesn't remember that time, but he wrote it down. We have record.
It was public.
I told you guys this story. I was with a friend who I love this guy. He's got like books and stuff like that. I don't know how we got on this topic, but he's like, yeah, I have the book Hits. I'm like, well, have you read it? And he goes, I don't know that I have actually. And I go get it. Got it? And I go, did you know that there was child porn in this basically? And he goes, no. And I told him the story. He goes, that's not in there. Like, boom, and showed him that. He's like, I cannot believe that.
Now you need to get the people from the Insidious series to lock us case.
That's true. I hate those shows. It's scary.
Films.
And I don't care.
But the
What
point
did
is,
what did Insidious do?
no, I'm saying they need to lock the Stephen King's It book in a case.
Oh, good.
You know,
I
like
love
Bobby
those movies,
Hearst.
man. I was like, do I have to hate those
No,
movies?
no.
I hate them.
No,
I hate them for you, Josh.
No, some of them are good. They're actually presented
No,
from a
they're
pretty
not.
biblical perspective.
Yeah, I just don't care.
I know.
That actor plays a lot of horror films.
Yeah, the guy who was in The Watchmen. That guy.
I don't know if I didn't see The Watchmen.
Oh, okay, good. You're
You're not
lucky.
missing anything.
I watched it on a plane and I walked out.
Me too. I
He
didn't
was
walk out.
he was the bad guy though in Hard Candy.
He was also an Aquaman.
Was he?
Yeah.
Hey, now we're just naming bad movies. Let's go to chat.
All right.
By the way, look at this. Look at this. I look about my age, and then when I do this, look.
Head up, Steven.
Chin up, Bucko. So look at me. I look like I'm losing my hair. Then I'm like, confirming I'm losing some hair.
Put me in a glass case, will you?
That part of Insidious, that's like,
It's such a
hey,
small studio.
Oh, I remember. Okay, I know you're talking. Okay.
I don't know anything about it.
Let's
Audible
grab
smell.
a chat.
It's an audible smell.
From T. Diddy, should there be consequences for false rape accusations?
Yes.
And if so, what should they be? Josh,
Yes, there should.
research.
Fuck you, Diddy.
I
Stand
don't
your whole motherfucking crew.
Wow.
All right, Nick.
So I was very distracted by a CNN commercial with a giant eye on. Like everyone's gonna say Illuminati. I just don't know how you do it. Is the problem? It's okay. How do you do it?
I've thought this through.
No, I think that in a perfect world there would be consequences, but I don't know how you do it. Right? If someone just says, "Well, they raped me," and well, he didn't, I can't prove it. So
You don't get to go to the media. So I really do think that the law should be, because this has been abused so much, and we're supposed to be interested in justice, not public flogging of people and individuals, right? Reputations being run. You have to go to the police. You have to file a police report, and the only communications about this until this is resolved are with the police, the accuser, the accused, and their representatives, attorneys. That's it. Period. If it gets out of the media and they can trace it,
there's no way to control that, though.
See, here's the thing. You have to be able to do something like that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, now I understand the problem is that sometimes you can't prove it and there's no way to go. And I get it. And that
It would have to
sucks.
be a very, very high threshold. Maybe a middle ground would be you would have to go to the police first before you do anything with it, because you'd be infringing on someone's First Amendment rights if they discuss it with the media. That would be
No, I understand, but you're actually you're breaking the law the other way. You're doing it in a way that you can't be prosecuted for, right? I can't go and make claims in the media that are not true about you, because then you could sue me if I was the
If
people
you
right
go and
saying
make claims in the media
that you
without
know
even
are not
attempting to substantiate them,
Yeah.
then that should be some kind of a penalty. And then, of course, if you make claims without substantiating them, then you should be open to some kind of forensic investigation. In other words, if you have not opened an investigation or encouraged an investigation into the rapist, and you go out and make accusations to the media, I just think you should be subject to an investigation.
The bell. It doesn't matter if you're innocent. You can't unring that bell. And so I feel like in this case, for the protection of everybody involved, that you go, and I think we treat minor issues like this as well, right? So you don't put this stuff out in the media. There's a gag order, there's a whatever sealing, whatever you have to do to make sure this information doesn't come out, because you can't take it back. Nobody will ever look at you the same when a headline says, because here's the thing, headline says accused of rape, right? The retraction is 15 weeks later at the back of the paper. Nobody hears about that. Papers don't run with it. CNN doesn't cover it. Nobody knows that, hey, this was all a lie. We still have to tell people that the Duke Lacrosse story wasn't real.
Right.
Those guys' lives never get back.
Maybe some people in chat might have, if there are lawyers out there, might have some.
There's got to be some.
I don't know. There's got to be some. You said you had an idea.
I have an idea.
Yeah.
I have a brilliant idea.
Okay.
If I might say so myself. I call it the wolf law.
Okay.
All right? You cry wolf, no wolf, guess what? You don't get to cry wolf anymore.
Okay.
So
you only
if you
get one?
accuse somebody, it's like a challenge flag.
Means they kill you.
No, it means like if you go, this person raped me, and then they go, well, you proved it didn't, then you don't get to say
Well,
anything.
hold on, you can't forget.
So now you have to live the rest of your
They
life.
sew your mouth shut and you eat through a tube.
No, I'm saying you have to live the rest of your life in fear that you're gonna get raped, because even if you do, you can't even.
Oh, in other words, okay.
It's like double
So
jeopardy.
kind of like
Kinda
double
like
jeopardy.
double jeopardy.
Only for the rest of your life.
Rapists.
But then the problem is rapists would just have a list of people who had been
And that would discourage you from
Maybe that's
making
the
false
discouragement.
accusation.
We will get.
Sorry, guys.
License to rape.
Yes.
Rape bad. Rape.
Very bad. Very bad. Don't do that. Yes, don't do rape.
But if everyone knew that you were going to lose your rape case, you would just walk the courthouse and immediately.
No, there's something that has to be done, though. And look, I don't have any skeletons in my closet. I'm not projecting anything out there. What I'm saying is that this ruins people's lives just on the accusation. You got to do something about this, because it's not like, if you are the person that's the target of this, if you put it this way, you want to know why some of the best people out there, some of the smartest, brightest, most capable people out there stay the hell away from hot topic issues like this? It's because it just takes one person coming out. If you're the CEO of a company and you disagree with a policy that your organization is starting to put forward because your HR head came over to you and said, we have to do this, you don't speak out because somebody can just say, oh, well, he touched my butt at the Christmas party. You can't ever get that back. You're fine, done. It doesn't matter if it didn't happen.
By the way,
That's why this happens.
you know I did it as a gag at the Christmas party.
I know.
I cupped. I did have a.
Did you?
Yeah. It's like I'm very loud. I'm very loud. It's the same thing when I hit your butt. It's like I get a.
Wow.
It's just I don't know. It's the curvature.
We did it to yourself.
You think I can get an invitation to this party?
Yeah.
No, Josh.
Yeah, that's good. We can give you a license to rape free. License to
License to
That's good. License to rape free.
Oh, you got a license to live.
Oh, no, license. No, that's ricin. That's biochemical. No, there does need to be something. Maybe someone in chat will have but there are complications. There has to be a high threshold, no matter what. But there does need to be something done through this destroying of people in the court of public opinion. And again, this is the issue: is something can be done in the court of public opinion, and you don't know what actually. Amber Heard, for example. Remember, everyone just thought Johnny Depp was abusive, and he got drunk and he was. You didn't know that his finger was broken because he had a bottle broken, whipped at him, for crying out loud. And by the way, even when I listen to Johnny Depp on that airplane, where they're like, "Oh, look, he's high." Well, yeah, he's probably in pain because he's married to you. That's what happened. It took a long time for that guy to have any type of vindication. And think of that. If we didn't have that final ruling, right, and Johnny Depp, no one would ever know. They would just think he was this abusive, drunken weirdo. Maybe he's an alcoholic. Doesn't make him an abuser. He was very clearly abused.
Yeah.
And then you go into rape. That Mattress Girl, UVA, Rolling Stone, right? These things happen where it's completely false and lives are destroyed.
Yeah. And if you care about, like, I have sons, right? So I'm like, oh, yeah, they will be incredibly careful. Now I'm going to teach them the right way to do this. It's a sex before marriage thing, like teaching them not to do that. There's an added benefit, guys, right here. You don't run into this when it's your wife, right? So, but I cannot imagine parents at 16, 20, 22, like, you're just holding your breath for a couple of decades to make sure that they make it through this stupid phase where people just believe anything that people say
Yeah.
and it ruins their lives. It's like you can do everything right.
Or
Or
if they implement Josh's law, you could advise your sons to only date the women with the license to rape card.
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
they
what you
say.
do.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he would rape, but then he could never be accused of rape.
Well, if they've never
Well-
accused anybody of domestic abuse, though, you kind of
That's
get your
true.
hands
That's
outside.
true.
You got to
That's-
watch it there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, don't tie their hands.
Not until they tried wolf.
Even some women like it, but then they'll afterwards
Don't-
say they don't like it.
that's true.
Yeah.
But
Stay
no
away
hand
from
tying, no handcuffs, no hammocks. Just
Nothing.
just keep it completely regular because that's what ladies like now. Let's grab another chat.
Okay, check. Grant V151. I was at a birthday party in a public park this weekend for a 1-year-old, but after 20 minutes, a group of 20-ish furries show up, and after a bit, they started to play with kids in the park. After I saw that, I got my kids and had them play in a different part of the park. What would you guys do in this situation?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly what you did.
We got a shooter.
Yeah.
I am very confrontational myself. I am loud. It embarrasses my family sometimes, but
Wow.
I think they're grateful for it
Yeah.
a lot of the time because I am.
Remember what would happen to see something, say something?
Right.
Like if you call
To
the
them,
emergency
say
line, like,
something to them.
I saw something. I'd like to say something. Well, what did you see? I see 20 men dressed up as green foxes with giant dragon dildos selling hot dogs in a park to toddlers. Sorry, sir, we don't cover that.
Looks like it's season.
Yes.
I wonder what state it was in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if it was like New York.
Because they're very
California.
comfortable
Yeah,
out there. They
exactly.
probably wouldn't be comfortable in rural Texas.
No.
I would definitely get my kids away. Here's what I would do. If I was with a group of people, I would have a portion of the group take the children away, right, and supervise them, and then a portion of the group keep an eye on these guys. And then the second anything untoward happens, for example, if they approach any children in the absence of a parent, because if it's a liberal mom who just thinks it's great, I want my kids to play with these sex fiends, well, then there's nothing you can do. But if they start separating kids from the pack, if they try and approach kids without first going through the parents, then you should confront them and tell them to get out.
I just go for it, dude. I'm just like, I'm crazy.
What would you say? Give me an idea of what would you say
Hey, you trying to fuck my kids?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, it's
Hey, oh no, then why are you here? Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, it's a little on the snout, but
Yeah, but it gets everybody's attention. Like, hey,
It
someone
does.
trying to fuck kids over there? And then they're like, no, I'm not trying to fuck kids. Well, then prove it and get out of here.
exactly.
Kindly fucking prove it. Yeah.
Yep, that's good.
Josh is fired up. I like it.
Yeah, dude. I had to deal with this shit in my house. I know I showed you guys a video, but there's like these
You did?
RVs. Man, I sent it to John, but there's RVs that line up during the summertime. I live in a park basically, and they line up, and all these tweakers and all these weirdos come out. And one guy was playing Bluey. The theme song from Blue was like blaring it from his RV. So I go out there and I go, "Hey, are you trying to fuck these kids at the park?" And he's like, "What?" And I go, "Are you trying to fuck these kids? Then why are you playing this music?" He's like, "Well, hey, I'm a member of the church over here." I go, "Well, go fucking fuck their kids." Or whatever. Guess who left? Guess who left? By the way, even if you just don't like someone somewhere, just ask them if they're trying to fuck kids.
Yeah.
They'll leave. You're waiting in line at Disneyland. Are you trying to fuck these kids? Get out of line!
Clear. I don't need a fast pass. I got this.
Thunder Mountain.
Trying to get the skee ball at Chuck E. Cheese? Pull that card out.
Do you have that in your act?
No.
You gotta start for sure. Seriously. That's a great dance.
Well, I'll watch the playback.
Yeah, watch the play. Where are you? By the way, where are you going to be?
I'm at Summit City Comedy Club, October 19th in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Fort Wayne.
Let's
Yeah,
party.
that's a good. I mean, it's just like when they say as a kid, yell out, "You're not my mommy or daddy." Hey, someone pulled that clip from Dirty Work where they had a crossing guard who was groping kids. You remember they put super glue on their ass?
Yes.
He's like, I also had to deal with this crossing guard. He was grabbing kids. And what happens? He puts super glue on his ass. The crossing guard, like, and his hand gets stuck. He's like, "Hey, look, everybody! The crossing guard grabbing my ass! Crossing guard grabs kids' asses over here!" So when they find out with that, but I think it starts first up before you get there to making your kids very, very, very aware of sexual predators, right? And unfortunately now you need to be a little bit more specific. That would include, and I know that not all furries, by the way, are pedophiles and sexual predators, but again, it's a sign of sexual deviation from the norm.
Yeah, a little bit. And look, a little deviation from the norm in certain cases, but not this case. Okay,
I don't want Russell Brand
Park in
in
a
my
furry.
kids either.
No, yeah, well, see, there you go, Josh. Really quickly, there's a sign in New York. Maybe got this a little right. I don't know. It says basically no adults except in the company of a child. There you go.
Well, it looks like Canada.
No.
It's
It's
like,
New
it
York
says
City
NYC
County
gun
Parks.
parks.
Yeah. So no, that's a good rule. Maybe those rules should be.
What if it's a man who identifies as a child?
Nobody.
That's the problem. They're going to allow that to happen, right?
Yeah, when does that become
That's true.
Where's the line, right?
Exactly. No, you're absolutely right. Yeah, I think. Look, if
Fine.
the society needs to be measured by how they protect their most vulnerable, their children, for sure. That's a
Yeah.
huge. I mean, the way I don't mean that it's a cinematic masterpiece, but Norm Macdonald had this pretty early on. The point is, there are ways to trap them. Pedophiles are so, once they go into pedophile brain, I guess it's that they call it that lizard brain component, where they're unaware, they don't have good peripheral vision because all they see is said minor. And so you can set traps. They're very easy to trick. So while this isn't a solution for all of them, I do think that catching some pedophiles and making an example of them is a good start. And Norm Macdonald, in Dirty Work, had a couple of good ideas. Again, tomorrow we are going to see you on YouTube, and we'll be relying on you to help with that algorithm.
But there was this crossing guard. He used to grab all the kids' hat. Back then, people weren't on the lookout for that kind of thing. The only way to nail a guy like that was to catch him red-handed. That's where the super glue came in.
Hey, look everybody! Crossing guards grabbing Angel fast over here! Look everybody! Look! Crossing guards grabbing Angel fast over here!
All right. All right, guys. Busy weekend, busy couple days. I will probably desktop stream, but I don't know how attentive I got to be because I've already had to deal with some idiots. So I haven't been paying much attention to the stream so far. These fucking morons. How often do you think about Rome? Weird. Hey, Conk. Impact Employment.
Hi, is this Norm?
It is.
This is Diane from 360 Health. How are you?
I'm good.
Douglas Mills is here with a work-related injury. Just calling to get authorization and to verify you want post-accident testing.
Yeah, just not for cannabis. Plus, make sure he does report exactly when this happened, because this is going to be an issue for our insurance company. But I have to have it looked at. So.
Yeah, we have to have a date. Well, our system makes us put a date.
Yeah, because he's saying this happened last week. So.
Okay, and are we doing post-accident testing?
Yeah, we might as well.
Okay, do you want breath alcohol as well?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Bye. Fucking idiot. I twisted my ankle last week. And now I can't go into work today because of my ankle from last week that I didn't report to anybody. Dude, what the fuck? The speed limit's 45 here and we're doing 25. Ugh. Jesus, dude. If I didn't have to turn in like half a mile, I'd be whipping around them. There we go.
All right, my friends. Hello. We are back. It is Monday, and you know it's a Monday. As per usual, we are a few minutes late here. I'm sure traffic's bad out there. You know, we're all waking up a little bit cranky out there. And I'm not sure about you. Sometimes Mondays can be a little bit discombobulated. Like, where are my tabs at? Where are my screens at? I thought I remembered where everything was. Sometimes I forget what I do with my tabs. Sometimes, you know, it's a common thing that happens. Like, even in the military, they just forget where F-35s are. You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous. We have a missing plane. It's not a joke. So if you misplaced your car keys, or if you forgot your phone, or if you were out there this morning, you're like, oh gosh, where's the thing? I forgot about the thing. Well, don't feel so bad, all right? At least it's not an $80 million state-of-the-art Warcraft device. And this is not a joke. This thing was happening yesterday, so I was poking around. Man, this was one of those, it's like you almost want to stay up all night to see.
Oh, it was flown to China. I guarantee you it was flown to China.
You should have. But here is the story. And yeah, let's make sure we're working here. Our YouTube's working. We got YouTube in the house. What's up, K-Beans in the house? Good. We got our friends in the house. Good, making sure that we're working here.
Oh, he ejected.
Telegram's on. All right, so here's the deal. So last night, we were all sitting around, and here's the story from Joint Base Charleston. Joint Base Charleston, South Carolina, says, we like planes, subs, lightning, not afraid to hear your hot takes on the military news, all the things. They say, excuse us, we're working with MCAS, so this is Marine Corps Air Station Beaufort, home of the Marine Aircraft Group. We're working with Beaufort, right? So this is a public entity that's working with the military to locate an F-35 that was involved in a little bit of a mishap this afternoon. The pilot ejected safely. If you have any information that may help our recovery teams locate the F-35,
yeah,
please call the base.
He ejected over a
Center
Chinese vessel that scooped it up.
At 843-963-3600. So if you're out there,
Dude needs to be looked at closely. That pilot does.
Call them. Let them know. Call me too. By the way, if you have this thing, call me too. Call them. Just reach out for my number separately, and I'll call you. We'll do a live stream. We'll live stream the whole thing. Give us a call. So it's crazy. It's crazy right now. So the pilot ejected safely, and it's gone. All right. Wait a minute. Okay. So like you can just eject out of the airplane. Like, don't you eject because you're going to crash and it's going to explode? But no, he ejects and it's still flying. Now check this out. So shortly thereafter, this is why I'm like, oh gosh, you're going to be up all night. is right after that. I think I saw this one. The plot thickens. It's on autopilot with no pilot. Oh no. I think this was the start of a movie where Skynet takes over the one plane, and the one plane goes and blows up the one, defense thing, and then the one defense thing fails, and then Skynet takes over because the mainframe failed. It's like we're all in big trouble now. So, all right, this was the story from North Charleston, South Carolina. Military officials are searching for a jet after a mishap that forced the pilot to eject, but officials said there is no evidence that the aircraft has crashed. According to a spokesman for Joint Base Charleston, the incident began around 2 p.m. 2 pilots were flying. One of the jets landed without incident, but officials said another pilot flying an F-35B Lightning II enabled an unspecified automated flight system and ejected over North Charleston. Oh no. So it's flying around. So at that moment, right, this came out at 7 p.m. I'm like, oh gosh. I mean, how much fuel does it have? It's going to fall out of the sky at some point. And I know it's stealth and state of the art, but like they don't have an Apple AirTag on there or something like that. Like they don't find my iPhone, find my F-35. Oh, there it is. Oh man, I hate when I put it that way. I hate when I forget where I parked it. When I go to those very complex parking garages, I usually will take a picture of something if I can't remember it. I mean, normally I can remember it. But if it's like where I'm totally unfamiliar with, just take a picture of it so you remember. Maybe they should have a system like that. They can reach out to me if they'd like to consult on that. Probably an idea. But okay, so this is the real deal. So I was thinking this is happening last night, and it's going to fall out of the sky at some point. It only has so much fuel. And then this morning, I checked the New York Times, and I wanted to see what they said about it. Because now here's the other thing. Like, now we definitely want to find this plane, okay? Like, did this get picked up by a Chinese balloon or something? Did it just, Chinese balloon reach down one of those mechanical claws and pick it up and take it back over to China? Or is Zelensky flying around in this now? Where's Zelensky at, right? Somebody's got to get eyes on Zelensky. Is he taking selfies from behind the cab of his new F-35? Where is the airplane is where we want to know now. So the pilot's name has not been released, was taken to a medical center where he was stable. Authorities on Monday were asking for the public's help. So like literally, if you've seen it, let the military know. It's about as good as anything else they're doing. U.S. Marine pilot used an emergency parachute, unidentified, taken to a local medical center. Unclear why he needed to eject. Yeah, and fortunately we have school kids are now working at this. So when little Robbie was getting ready for school, I used to read the back of the milk carton and the back of the cereal bowl. I don't think I ever found any kids or anything, but now we have. If you're out there, young kids, on your milk boxes.
Picture an F-35 on a milk carton.
Make sure.
Have you seen me?
You find them.
All right, guys. Check me out on Indoctrination Live. I'll get set up as soon as I can. Everyone have a great day. Thanks for riding with me. Peace.